Good day and welcome back. Today, I'm covering two major stories making waves across Australia: the shocking suspension of two Sydney nurses over an anti-Semitic video and Australia's devastating ODI defeat just before the Champions Trophy. Let's dive straight in. Starting with the controversy that's rocked the healthcare sector, two nurses working at a Sydney hospital have been suspended after a deeply disturbing video surfaced online. In the footage, which quickly went viral, the pair appear to make violent threats towards Israeli patients, boasting that they would refuse to treat them and, even worse, suggesting they would harm them. New South Wales, NSW, authorities have launched a full-scale investigation, with the state's health minister, Ryan Park, assuring the public that every effort is being made to ensure no patients have been affected. He confirmed that a preliminary review of hospital records hadn't flagged anything suspicious but stressed that a thorough investigation would follow. The video, which was originally shared on TikTok by an Israeli content creator named Max Pfeiffer, appears to have been recorded inside a hospital. It features a man, who claims to be a doctor, making disturbing comments before a woman joins in, escalating the rhetoric. At one point, the man tells Pfeiffer he has beautiful eyes, but then follows it up with the chilling remark, "I'm sorry you're Israeli," before making a throat-slitting gesture. The woman then chimes in, warning that Pfeiffer's time will come, and outright stating that she refuses to treat Israelis, adding, "I won't treat them. I will kill them." Prime Minister Anthony Albanese wasted no time in condemning the footage, calling it sickening and shameful. He took to X, formerly Twitter, to declare that such anti-Semitic rhetoric has no place in our health system and no place anywhere in Australia. He made it clear that anyone found guilty of anti-Semitic crimes would be held accountable under the country's strengthened hate crime laws. The swift action against the two individuals was reinforced by Health Minister Park, who assured the public that the suspended staff members would never work in NSW's healthcare system again. Addressing concerns within the Jewish community, he apologized and reaffirmed that all patients, regardless of background, should expect first-class care in New South Wales. This disturbing incident comes just days after Australia introduced tougher legislation targeting hate crimes, a move that followed an alarming spike in anti-Semitic attacks across the country. Over the past few months, separate from the hospital case, there have been multiple incidents of arson, vandalism, and graffiti targeting Jewish communities. In one particularly chilling case, authorities in NSW uncovered a caravan packed with explosives, capable of causing a mass casualty event, alongside a list of Jewish targets in Sydney. Alex Rivchin, co-chief executive of the Executive Council of Australian Jewry, described the hospital video as yet another warning sign of the dangers of rising antisemitism in the country. He urged Australians to remain vigilant against such evil in their midst. Now, shifting gears to the world of sport, Australia has copped a massive flogging in their final one-day international ODI match before the Champions Trophy. The boys in green and gold were absolutely thrashed by 174 runs against Sri Lanka in Colombo, a brutal wake-up call just before they take on England in their tournament opener. Chasing 281, Australia's batting lineup completely collapsed, getting skittled for a measly 107 runs. It was an absolute horror show, with the top order crumbling early as Travis Head, Matt Short, and Jake Fraser-McGurk were all sent packing within 7 overs. Australia did manage to steady the ship briefly at 79-3, but from there, it was a complete disaster, losing 7 wickets for just 28 runs. Sri Lanka spinners ran riot, making the Aussie batters look like deer in headlights. Left-arm spinner Dunith Wellalage kicked off the collapse by knocking over Josh Inglis for 22 and finished with impressive figures of 4-35. His partner in crime, Wanindu Hasaranga, was just as lethal, dismissing skipper Steve Smith for 29 and finishing with 3-23. In the end, it was Australia's heaviest loss to Sri Lanka in terms of runs and their 5th heaviest defeat against any team in ODI history. Not exactly the kind of performance you want heading into a major tournament. On the other side, Sri Lanka's batters had an absolute field day. Kusal Mendis led the charge with a cracking knock of 101 off 115 balls, while Charith Asalanka added an unbeaten 78 off just 66 deliveries, helping Sri Lanka post 281-4. Speaking after the match, Steve Smith, who was filling in as captain while Pat Cummins recovers from injury, admitted that Australia was simply outplayed. He acknowledged Sri Lanka's dominant bowling performance but remained optimistic, saying the team had learned a lot and would move forward. But let's be real, Australia's build-up to the Champions Trophy has been nothing short of a nightmare. Injuries have plagued the squad, with key players like Cummins, Josh Hazelwood, and Mitchell Marsh all struggling with fitness issues. To make matters worse, Marcus Stoinis has retired from ODIs, and Mitchell Starc has opted out of the tournament. With their first match against England set for the 22nd of February, the Aussies need to turn things around quickly. England is also coming off a rough patch after being hammered 3-0 by India, so both teams have a lot to prove. At this point, Australian fans can only hope the squad pulls themselves together before they take the field in the Champions Trophy. Otherwise, it could be a long and painful tournament. That's all for today's coverage. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. What do you think about the suspended nurses, and how do you rate Australia's chances in the Champions Trophy? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon to stay updated on all the latest news. Cheers!